So is Howard Stern like as big as he was? Like, are you guys trying to get on
No.
Howard Stern anymore to promote? I mean, does that
I would
still...
love to. I mean, I'm a huge fan as a kid. He's gotten a little queefy over the years. You know, he's not what he used to be. He used to be fun. There's hookers. He's throwing cold cuts at a woman's ass, and there's a weird black crackhead. Great stuff.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like, oh, hey, I shouldn't have said this. And you're like, get out of here. You cashed all those checks when you were in blackface, you son of a bitch. And now you're like, oh, I've evolved. Oh, come on, you Jerry curled Hebe. Get out of here.
Why do you think that is? Because he switched to AGT and got family friendly?
That's
or?
what it is, yeah. And I think the climate changed.
I don't know about the climate, but distinctly, and this is close to my heart, and it really hurts me because I count 16 different times that I went on the Howard Stern show.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
16.
impressive.
16, man. I was like a go-to, man. I'd go in
Yeah.
there. Every time I went in there, I would do something that just like made Howard uncomfortable, and that would make just great radio. I'd be stapling my balls to my leg, like I'd be like, I mean, I went in there and I swallowed 5 goldfish.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, like I would take it to another level. I brought like naked chicks with me. Like it was just like constant craziness. I remember I had to deal with them. That I would tell him something I shouldn't tell him about another celebrity.
Yep.
For every plug. You're like, I'm going to earn myself a plug by telling you like who I just did this with. They're
Knoxville's
that way.
impotent. There we go. Check out my new book or whatever.
Right, exactly. And man, it was just a lot of fun, dude.
And a plug from Howard Stern's pretty fucking awesome.
It
Huge.
was rad. It was
Game
rad.
changer.
And right, and you know what too is that I didn't even regularly listen to the Howard Stern show for all that time when I was regularly on it. I was just like a crazy drug addict and whatever, you know. So like, and I was on it all the time. Then like around the time he got on AGT.
Yep.
He became a judge on America's Got Talent.
Which no one saw coming.
Right. Nobody saw it coming, and he was great on it, you know?
Sure.
He was great on it. And then he became like family friendly.
Yeah.
And it was about that time when I got the Sirius XM subscription. And I regularly listened to the Howard Stern show. Like, not only did I regularly listen to it, but I would only listen to it on the app on my phone so that when I got out of the car, it would pause the, you know, I would like...
I remember that.
Be very careful to not, like, miss any part of
Wow.
any show. Like, I became like a die-hard.
He's great. He's the best interviewer, hands down.
And at that time, as soon as I started listening to it, then I couldn't get on the show anymore. Like it's so crazy. I mean, like they'd let me on the wrap-up show, and I'd get on there and talk
You think
about.
you thought it was because you opened up the elevator at Sirius?
I don't know about that. I don't think that's got it. I think just because Howard became
The image changed.
family friendly, kind of, and like his standard for the caliber of guests that he would have on. Like, just went crazy through the roof. Plus, he started only doing 3 days a week. Like, so there was less opportunities to get in there.
Right.
And I just, like he only wants, like, super A-list,
Yep.
like, major mega celebrities. And so I can't get on the show anymore.
But the irony, it was better when you were doing it. The show
Right.
it was a better show.
And that's the other thing, is that back in the day, he would ask every guest, like, what celebrities have you slept
Yes.
with? How much money do you make? Like, it was all sex and money,
Yeah.
like, really, like, crazy. So big-time celebrities were afraid to go on the Howard Stern show
Sure.
because they didn't want to be asked those questions.
And he could pull it out of anybody. He was the
Yeah.
best at that.
But now he doesn't do that anymore because he wants to have, like, the craziest A-list celebrities. So, like, everybody knows they can go on there and not
Right.
be in an uncomfortable situation. He won't put anybody in an uncomfortable situation.
So do you think that's
anymore.
why his ratings went down?
I don't know what it
Sure.
went. If his
I mean,
ratings went
probably,
down.
right?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I grew up watching him, and you watched it for the crazy shit, like the Artie Lang years. He's nodding off on heroin.
Yeah.
You know,
You have girls getting on the Sybian.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
hot. I used to rub one out to that show
for
on
sure.
E. Remember that?
Uh-huh. I remember he offered John Bobbitt like an obscene amount of money to see his dick.
Whoa!
On when he did that big party, it was like I don't know
But
what
when
it
he
was.
turned 60s.
No. It was like he was like in the 90s. I remember I was watching it like when the whole John Bobbitt thing was going on. He just kept giving him $10,000.
It's crazy when Mark was just sitting here, kind of like bashing Howard. Like I got like really uncomfortable.
Oh,
I'm like,
sorry.
Well, no. I don't like
Because you're not going to be able to go
I
on.
just like can't go on anyways. Like, what do I even care? But
Right.
like, I have this reverence for Howard.
I do
and,
too.
And
And it just hurts me that he changed because he got a seat at the table being that guy, and then you get to the table finally and you change. It's a bummer. It's like marrying a woman you love and then she transitions. You know?
Yeah, what do you do in that situation?
Yeah, what are we doing here? I liked your vagina. Now it's all fucked up and twisted and mangled.
it's not
But
a
sure,
bad
I'll still do
analogy.
it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll still do
I'll
it.
still do
but,
it.
you know, I'd fuck Elliot Page. But, you know.
That's very genius. God, that threw me right
Do you have a
off.
memorable Howard Stern experience out of all the 16
Well,
times?
what I was gonna say is that when my last book came out, my newest book,
Hard Kick.
Hard Kick in the Nuts, it just came out. I made a special video for Howard to try to get on Howard Stern to promote this book. Mm-hmm. And this is when we were at a venue. There was a theater,
Huntington.
a theater that was so big that our tour bus was like parked underneath, like in a special, like, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't outside the arena. It was in an arena, but it wasn't outside. It was underneath. And I'm like in the bowels of this huge, impressive thing. And I said, "Hey, Howard, like, here I am in this venue so big. My bus is like underneath it. And I show him like the tour bus all wrapped Steve-O, and I'm like real proud of it. I bought my own tour bus.
Hell yeah.
Like, I got this book coming out. I said, I know you love it when people talk about the celebrities they've had sex with in my new book. Like, literally, like, just lists. It just goes right into every one of them, Howard. And, like, I know you like people talking about money. And I was like, Howard, I'm killing it. I'm in, like, I'm going to tell you everything. I'm like, Howard, I'm killing it. And I miss you, dude. Like, I used to be on the show all the time. Like, 16 times I was on. Now I haven't been on in, like, a decade, man. And it's like, I want my relationship with you back.
Yeah.
and I did not get my relationship with him back.
Damn. What a
yeah,
bummer.
So throw some more stuff.
I mean, I'd love to do the show too, but it sucks. It's a bummer, but you know, look how cute you were. Look how
Yeah.
young. What were you? You don't get a due for being handsome. You were a handsome guy back in the day.
Oh, I don't know about
I mean, now
that.
you look like the Crypt Keeper, but back then you were a cute kid.
You have a favorite whack packer?
Oh man, I liked Bob. It was at the Tard.
Dude,
Hey, Scott, you
Scott?
know what to do.
yeah, Eric the actor.
Eric.
You know
Eric
what
the
to
actor.
do,
Yeah, he
Scott.
was fun.
Yeah, you know what to do. Yeah, I've seen Artie Lang pop up on different podcasts. Is he still sober? Do you see him around New York ever in the clubs?
I do. He's a whole different guy. He looks different, but
His
he's
nose is better.
Yeah, it's getting there. His hair's white now, and he's lost a ton of weight, and he's hanging in there, and he's still goddamn hilarious.
He is
But-
always going to be hilarious. Man, I love Artie.
Oh, he's the
First
man.
time I was ever on the Howard Stern show, the very first appearance, I walked in there, and I was like, I said, like, I'm going to swallow 5 goldfish. That was my first time on.
Yeah.
And I think Howard said, no, you don't have to do that. And I said, Howard, I didn't come here to waste your time.
Yeah.
And Artie said, God bless you. He says, I love this guy. He says, you know how many people come in here specifically to waste our time? And it was just like, I had this, this wonderful relationship with Artie that started like at that moment. you
Yeah.
know? And he was always super supportive of me and back and forth. So I love to hear him doing well.
Yeah, what do you think of these? Because a lot of people have, the climate has changed, as we said, and a lot of people have gone a certain way. You got to fit the narrative or whatever it is. You got to go with the way the wind's blowing. And
I mean, evidently you don't because you.
I'm
like,
nobody. I still have some freedom in this business. You know, I'm not in a Marvel movie. But my point is, do they sit up in bed at night and go, man, that was fun, and it's kind of hard pretending to not think that stuff is still funny? Or do you think they actually believe their own shit?
They might get into like a relationship or something, and like
What types of people are we talking about here?
Like big celebrities who used to be kind of...
On the edgier side.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they clean up their act. Which, look, if anybody has a come to Jesus moment, and look, I get it, people want to keep their jobs.
Can you give me an example of one of these celebrities?
Well, I mean, he's a perfect example.
Okay, but other than Howard.
Well, there's some comedians I don't want to name got huge off of being irreverent and whatever, and now they're like,
Amy Schumer counts in that category.
well,
I
she's
think actors.
She's still pretty gnarly.
pretty gnarly. Yeah. Actors, yeah, I'm trying to think of, now I'm drawing a blank because I'm so hungover.
But I know what you're saying. I think it's just kind of the climate, and you're like, well, it's especially when they go out and speak politically, and you're like, this fucking guy believes that, You know?
Right.
I can't think of anybody, but I know who you're talking.
You know
about.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wonder if they're at home in the shower going like, all right, I got by another day, you know, I got through it. Or if they're like, no, I believe all the shit.
I think they probably get in a relationship and they like, say some of the jokes to their chick or and they're like, the fuck did you just say? And it's
Right.
like, well, pussy or who I used to be.
Isaac over here, actors that were gnarly and are now soft. I think you could.
That's
I think you
hilarious.
could word that a little differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think the
Actors who go
so-called
woke.
climate is gonna change back? Do you think it's gonna be like a pendulum where?
I hope so.
Yeah,
but
it's
you're not going to
happening.
forget who flipped. It's just
For
weird.
sure.
Look, if you want to evolve and you want to be who you are, I get it, and that's all good. But you just happen to be doing it the exact way that it's fashionable. That's the part that bothers me. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that really lined up perfectly for you. How convenient.
Do you like shopping on Amazon? I do. And good news is, Steve-O's butt wipes for your butthole are available on Amazon. And if you want a real bundle of a deal, you can get Steve-O's hot sauce for your butthole, plus Steve-O's butthole destroyer, and Steve-O's butt wipes for your butthole. It's the butthole bundle, available on Amazon right now.
Yeah, dude.